Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. This is another episode. So over the last few days I've been thinking lately more about things that I should have done in my 20s. And one story came to mind. In 2006, I had the opportunity, actually I'd saved up some money to do some investing, because back then I was really reading about Warren Buffett and the investing ideas here and there. So really had an opportunity to invest. And one of the things that I missed was, at that time I wanted to invest in Apple. I think in 2006 the stock was around $2 or $3, and I just didn't invest. In fact, I took the money and bought the latest camera. Would you believe it? If I had actually invested, I think back then around $1,000 of that amount, I think the Apple stock was, as I said, $3. Right now, if I'm not wrong, the Apple stock is close to $200. So it's something that I missed as an opportunity. And it sort of reminded me of things that I should have done. And one of the things I think is very important is actually budgeting. Just thinking about how you want to use your money, how you want to invest. Remember, time is always your friend when you're doing investment. Anyone, for example, who is starting at 20 and someone who is starting at 30, they have kind of starting on the same platform. The only difference is the person who is starting at 20 has time, in essence, and you have time to make mistakes, you have time to try, you have time to experiment, you have time to think through. So as when you're young, actually in your 20s, I would really urge you want to look at trying to invest your money, because every little sacrifice that you make, personally, that's what I feel, every little sacrifice that you make actually pays. So imagine if you started saving or actually investing at 20, by the time you are 35, there is a big chance that you will have, of course, learned so much, that's a fact, but two, there's a high probability actually you'll be doing the right thing. And that's why they always say the right time to do things is now. So if I had a chance, one of the things that I would actually be doing right now is investing and just trying to experiment in looking out. If not investing, actually, I would have done savings as well. Because savings, if you're not using the money, you can actually also save as well. The other thing that I missed, and I feel like it's so important, I have learned it now, is learning to do CPR, first aid. I know sometimes this is taught in schools right now, but I think anyone who hasn't learned that, it is so important, especially when you start having a family, when you have children. When you have young children, they do a lot. There's always cases of choking as well. Two, anywhere you go, you never know where you need it. Sometimes you have old people, anyone can have a heart attack as well. And one of the things is, when there is an emergency, you kind of jump into a panic mode. And if you don't have the skill, or you haven't trained your mind to do certain things, there is a high likelihood that you'll be in a panic mode. CPR is one of the most important things. It's in fact life-saving. So I would urge you, wherever you are, take a course of CPR, or even better, actually, go to YouTube and learn all the skills related to first aid or CPR. And those are the basics, because one day you will need it. That is a fact. Other fun fact, I feel like it's so important, and actually for me I think it's very therapeutic, is learning how to cook. And you don't have to learn a lot of dishes. I feel like just learning 3 best dishes, because I remember most of my friends back then in uni, and we used to do a lot of takeouts. Once in a while you would cook maybe pasta here or there, whatever it is, but I feel like having the time to learn to cook is one of the most important things. And these are things that you would actually use in life. And funny thing is, most of the time you think that you're bad at doing it till your friends taste your food. Then you're like, oh wow, I can do something. And I always say, there's so much resource now that you can learn, and these are things also that you can pass on to your kids as well. And one of the things that I'm doing with my daughter, I'm planning to do with my daughter, is actually just doing things together, including cooking, just experimenting things. In fact, every Friday, I try, or my wife tries to to cook a different dish, and I try as well. It's something that's fun and actually builds you together and builds you as a family together. Now, the other thing also that I think that is, for me, I think this skill you cannot afford to miss. And I know it's difficult sometimes. This is just about networking and building your social skills. It's, for me, the most important thing that you can learn in your 20s. Just networking, saying hi to people, looking at them straight in the eye when you're having conversation. In fact, one of the tricks that I learned if you're trying to have a conversation and sometimes you're always looking down, not trying to look at the person directly when you're having a conversation or discussing something, is you can do, this trick is quite common in boxing. Basically staring at someone for a minute. Just try not to blink, getting comfortable looking at someone directly in the eye. I know sometimes when there's a trend or a chance that you want to look down when you're thinking or whatever it is and all that. If you can learn to look at someone directly when you're talking to them, it actually kind of gives you confidence as well. The other thing is, just for now, the world is evolving. Basically looking at your LinkedIn, trying to network with people. You just never know when you need it. I always believe it's like building bridges. You don't know when you need that bridge to cross to another place. And two, never also burn bridges. So whenever your friends, always keep in touch or whatever it is. In fact, most of my friends that I have built over a period of time, wherever they are in the world, I have learned that it's so important. And it's a story that I will tell one day about one friend that we are in uni. I mean, we used to talk a lot, but actually became such an important contact in a life-saving situation that I was in. Finally, we are in a digital world. Everyone has a camera. Everyone is always taking videos, taking photos. If you really want to do something, I urge you to learn how to photo, do editing, both video and camera. This is a skill that will become common. It will just become common like typing a message or whatever it is. Reason being, everyone is generating content. You're taking photos or whatever it is. So if you can be able to learn basic editing or basic photo editing, just putting things together, whatever it is, I feel like it's a very important skill. And I know maybe in future, probably the things that like CVs or whatever it is, and I know it's happening right now, probably will be discarded away. Having the idea of maybe doing interviews or whatever it is. So if you can be able to learn how to edit, take good photos, take good videos, because all of us do it. All of us have these gadgets in our hands. I feel like those are very important points that you should learn. There are other small ones that I think that you can also learn, and other ones is like note taking. Because sometimes when you're young, you feel like you can absorb everything. Two, when the person is talking, and I think this is a different topic that I can do separately, how to take your notes carefully and quickly, because when someone is talking, you have to learn shorthand and actually taking notes as how you'd understand, so that you can be able to replicate what the person has said, or even better, probably, of course, use your phone as a recorder, but note taking is very important, and you'll use it in your career or your jobs or whatever it is. And there's a way to do it. There's an art of doing it. It's something that I will do in another channel. The other one, I think, is actually problem solving, how to attack a problem. Most of the time you look at a problem and you feel like it's such a big problem, you don't even know where to start. How do you break down a problem into different possible solutions? How do you address it? How do you kind of approach it? Because it's very likely that you can get overwhelmed. And I feel like as you go on in life, you get bigger and bigger and different challenges. If you don't have the fundamentals of really tackling this, approaching problems, you'd find yourself giving up, right? So it's something that I feel like you need to have an approach, and those are two things that I will probably teach or do it in a different episode here. So yeah, those are the things that I thought I should share with you. If there's anything that I've missed, please drop them down in the comment below, and probably things that you feel are so important, and I'd love to hear about them. Till then, cheers, bye.